In the quiet town of Hopkinsville, Kentucky, a man of profound mystery and spiritual insight was born. Edgar Cayce, a figure shrouded in enigma, would grow to become one of the most renowned psychics of the 20th century. His life a tapestry woven with threads of the ordinary and the extraordinary. Born in 1877, Cayce's journey into the spiritual realm began at an early age, marked by visions and an uncanny ability to communicate with the unseen. His humble beginnings as a farmer's son belied the extraordinary gifts that would later earn him the moniker, the Sleeping Prophet. Cayce's foundational beliefs were rooted in the interconnectedness of the living and the spiritual realms. He posited that the veil between these worlds was thin and permeable, and that certain objects could serve as anchors, tethering the souls of the departed to our plane of existence. Among these anchors, photographs held a peculiar and potent power. Through his psychic readings, Cayce revealed that photographs were not mere captures of light and shadow, but imprints of the soul, capable of preserving the essence of a person long after their physical departure. His teachings, steeped in both spiritual wisdom and historical context, framed photographs as spiritual conduits. Cayce warned that these images could become portals, bridges between the worlds that allowed the energies of the deceased to linger, influencing the living in subtle yet profound ways. His insights painted a vivid picture of a world where the past and present coexisted, where the echoes of those who had passed could still be felt, seen, and heard. As we delve deeper into Cayce's warnings, we are invited to reflect on our own experiences with photographs and memories. Have there been moments when a photograph seemed to hold more than a mere image, when the presence of a departed loved one felt tangibly close? Cayce's revelations encourage us to consider these questions, to ponder the mysteries that lie within the frames of our most cherished memories. In the quiet contemplation of these thoughts, we may find ourselves on the threshold of understanding, poised to explore the profound implications of Cayce's spiritual insights. In the realm of the unseen, Edgar Cayce's warnings delve deeper, revealing a chilling truth about the photographs we keep. He spoke of images that do not merely capture a moment but trap a soul, particularly those taken from individuals who met traumatic ends or carried unresolved emotional burdens. These photographs, Cayce asserted, become more than mere memories. They transform into gateways, portals where the energies of the departed remain tethered, unable to find peace. Consider the photograph of a loved one, taken in the prime of their life, yet their existence was cut short by a sudden, violent event. Cayce's readings suggest that the soul, in its confusion and distress, may become anchored to the image, using it as a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. The home that houses such a photograph becomes a stage for unseen dramas where the trapped energy plays out its unresolved emotions, influencing the living in subtle yet profound ways. The impact of these portals is not to be underestimated. Cayce's insights paint vivid scenes of households plagued by inexplicable emotional turmoil, where the very air seems thick with unseen presences. Residents may experience disturbing dreams, sudden waves of sadness, or an overwhelming sense of being watched. These are not mere figments of the imagination, Cayce warns, but the very real effects of trapped energies seeking resolution. Moreover, photographs capturing individuals in the throes of intense emotional states, grief, anger, despair, can also serve as anchors. The raw emotions imprinted in these images create a powerful pull, drawing the soul back to the physical plane, where it remains trapped, unable to move on. The living, in turn, may find themselves inexplicably drawn to these images, feeling a strange sense of connection or even experiencing the emotions captured within them. As we contemplate Cayce's warnings, we are invited to reflect on our own experiences. Have there been moments when a photograph seemed to hold more than a memory, when a presence seemed to linger, or an emotion seemed to echo from the past? These are the questions that Cayce's insights urge us to consider as we navigate the delicate balance between the seen and the unseen, the living and the departed. In this contemplation, we may find not only answers but also a deeper understanding of the spiritual tapestry that surrounds us. In the quiet corners of homes where time seems to stand still, there exists an often unnoticed phenomenon, a lingering emotional residue that clings to the walls and whispers through the halls. This is the unseen legacy of photographs that capture the likeness of those who have passed, particularly those whose souls departed amidst turmoil or unresolved affairs. Edgar Cayce's readings delve into the profound impact of these images, suggesting that they are not mere echoes of the past but active participants in the present, shaping the emotional landscape of a household in ways both subtle and profound. Consider the home where laughter once echoed, now tinged with an inexplicable melancholy. The air feels heavier, as if burdened by unseen weights, and the inhabitants find themselves caught in waves of emotion that do not entirely belong to them. These are the signs of emotional residue, the imprint of souls who have not fully transitioned, their energies intertwined with the fabric of the living space. Cayce's insights reveal that such photographs act as anchors, tethering these souls to the earthly plane, where their unresolved emotions continue to ripple through the environment. Testimonies abound of those who have sensed a presence in rooms adorned with such images. A chill that descends without cause, a fleeting shadow in the periphery of vision, or the faintest whisper of a voice long silenced. These experiences are not mere figments of imagination, but manifestations of the energies that linger, trapped between worlds. In one such account, a family spoke of their ancestral home, where a portrait of a great-grandmother who had perished in sorrow hung prominently. For generations, the women of the family reported dreams of a weeping figure, a sorrow that seeped into their waking hours, coloring their days with an unshakable grief. Such narratives invite a contemplative pause, a moment to reflect on the unseen consequences of the mementos we keep. Cayce's warnings serve as a reminder that the past is not always content to remain in its proper place. It reaches out through these portals of paper and ink, influencing the present in ways that demand our attention and vigilance. As we move through our daily lives, surrounded by the echoes of those who came before, it is worth considering the weight of these connections. How do we honor the past without becoming entangled in its unresolved threads? This question lingers, a call to mindfulness about the spiritual legacy we invite into our homes. In the annals of history, the advent of photography heralded a profound shift in how societies engaged with the memory of the deceased. The Victorians, for instance, embraced the practice of post-mortem photography, capturing images of their departed loved ones as a means of preserving their presence amidst the living. These photographs, often displayed prominently within the home, served as tangible reminders of those who had passed, blurring the boundaries between life and death. Yet, as Edgar Cayce's insights suggest, such practices may unwittingly forge spiritual tethering, anchoring souls to the earthly realm, and impeding their journey towards peace. In various cultures, the veneration of ancestors through photographs and other memorabilia is a deeply rooted tradition. In Mexico, the Day of the Dead celebrations involve the creation of altars adorned with photographs of the deceased, inviting their spirits to return and commune with the living. Similarly, in many Asian cultures, ancestral portraits are displayed in homes and honored during rituals, symbolizing the enduring connection between generations. However, these practices, while steeped in love and respect, may inadvertently create spiritual disturbances as the lingering energies of the departed intertwine with the lives of the living. The paradox of memorialization lies in its dual nature. It is both a testament to love and a potential spiritual trap. As we honor the memories of those who have passed, we must also acknowledge the possibility that these very acts of remembrance may hinder their spiritual progression. Cayce's readings reveal that certain photographs, particularly those capturing traumatic or unresolved moments, can become portals through which restless energies manifest, influencing the emotional and spiritual well-being of the living. In light of these insights, it is essential to approach the practice of memorialization with mindfulness and discernment. Consider the spiritual implications of the photographs you choose to display and the energies they may harbor. Reflect on the balance between honoring the past and fostering a harmonious spiritual environment in the present. As you navigate this complex interplay, may you find a path that respects both the memories of the departed and the well-being of the living, creating a space where love and peace coexist. In the realm of the unseen, where the veil between worlds grows thin, Edgar Cayce's insights illuminate the delicate interplay between memory and spirit. To discern between photographs that serve as benign reminders of love and those that may harbor lingering energies, one must first attune to the emotional resonance that each image evokes. Cayce's readings suggest that photographs carrying a sense of heaviness, unease, or an almost palpable presence may indicate a soul's restless attachment. These images often depict individuals who departed abruptly, their spirits tethered by unresolved emotions or sudden trauma. Conversely, photographs that radiate warmth, joy, or a sense of peaceful completion are likely to be harmless, serving as gentle reminders of love's enduring nature. To navigate this spiritual landscape, one must cultivate an acute awareness of the emotional weight that certain images bear. Begin by observing the sensations that arise when encountering a photograph. Does it evoke a sense of comfort and nostalgia, or does it stir feelings of discomfort and unease? Cayce's teachings encourage a contemplative approach to these inquiries, urging individuals to trust their intuitive responses as guides. Moreover, consider the circumstances surrounding the individual's passing. Photographs of those who died peacefully, surrounded by loved ones, are less likely to harbor restless energies than those who departed suddenly or in distress. To cleanse the energies associated with these photographs, Cayce's readings offer practical guidance. One method involves placing the photograph in a quiet, sacred space, surrounded by symbols of spiritual protection, such as crystals, holy texts, or candles. Visualize a soft white light enveloping the image, gently releasing any attached energies and restoring a sense of peace. Another approach involves engaging in a ritual of release, where one consciously acknowledges the individual's passing and expresses a heartfelt wish for their peaceful journey. This act of spiritual liberation can help sever any lingering ties, allowing both the living and the departed to find solace. In this dance between memory and spirit, Cayce's insights invite a profound reflection on the nature of our relationship with the past. As we navigate the emotional landscapes of our homes, let us strive to cultivate an environment that honors the departed while nurturing the living. For in the gentle balance between remembrance and release, we find the essence of a healthy spiritual life. In the realm of spiritual traditions, there exist time-honored techniques to address the energies that may linger within photographs of the departed. These practices, rooted in ancient wisdom and echoed in Edgar Cayce's teachings, offer pathways to honor both the deceased and the living, fostering spiritual liberation and harmony. One such ritual involves the gentle cleansing of these images through the purifying elements of nature. Imagine, if you will, the soft glow of moonlight bathing a photograph, its silvery rays dissolving any residual energies that may tether the spirit to this plane. This lunar cleansing, performed during the full moon, is believed to release stagnant energies, allowing the soul to continue its journey while preserving the love and memories shared. Another profound practice is the use of visualization and intention. In the quietude of meditation, one may hold the photograph and visualize a warm golden light emanating from the heart, enveloping the image and infusing it with love and peace. This light, a symbol of divine energy, serves to transmute any lingering attachments, transforming the photograph into a sacred vessel of remembrance rather than an anchor. Accompanying this visualization with a heartfelt prayer or affirmation can further amplify the intention, creating a bridge of love and understanding between the worlds. The burning of specific herbs, such as sage or sweetgrass, is yet another method to cleanse and purify the space around these photographs. The smoke, carrying the essence of the earth's wisdom, can dissolve any energetic cords that may bind the spirit to the physical realm. This ritual, performed with reverence and respect, honors the memory of the departed while releasing any energies that may no longer serve their highest good or that of the living. As we reflect on these practices, let us consider the profound interconnectedness of all beings and the importance of cultivating a spiritual environment that nurtures both the seen and the unseen. By embracing these rituals with an open heart and a mind attuned to the mysteries of life and death, we invite healing and reconnection with the essence of life itself. May we be inspired to explore our own personal practices that promote spiritual well-being, fostering a deeper understanding of the delicate balance between memory and liberation. In the vast tapestry of human history, Edgar Cayce's teachings emerge as a profound critique of society's evolving relationship with mortality, memory, and the ethereal threads that bind them. As the modern world hurtles forward, propelled by technological advancements, it often overlooks the spiritual dynamics that underlie our most intimate practices. The act of preserving memories through photographs, a seemingly innocuous tradition, takes on a new dimension when viewed through Cayce's lens. He posits that these captured images are not mere representations of the past, but active portals that bridge the tangible and the spiritual realms. Contemporary society, with its relentless pursuit of innovation, has transformed the way we engage with memory. Digital photographs, social media tributes, and virtual memorials have become ubiquitous, yet they often lack the sacred intentionality that Cayce's warnings implore us to consider. In our haste to document and share, we may unwittingly create spiritual anchors that tether the departed to our world, disrupting the natural flow of their journey. This disregard for the spiritual ecology connecting the living and the dead can have far-reaching implications, not only for the souls in question, but also for the emotional and psychological well-being of those who remain. Cayce's insights challenge us to re-evaluate the underlying significance of our actions. Each photograph we cherish, each memory we preserve, carries with it a responsibility to honor the spiritual essence of those who have passed. By acknowledging the potential spiritual weight of these images, we can begin to cultivate a more mindful approach to memory preservation. This involves not only recognizing the power of these portals, but also actively engaging in practices that promote spiritual liberation and healing. As we stand at the crossroads of tradition and modernity, it is crucial to reflect on how our everyday actions impact the delicate balance between the worlds. By integrating Cayce's teachings into our contemporary practices, we can foster a deeper understanding of the spiritual dimensions of memory and mortality. This journey invites us to consider not only the practical aspects of our actions but also their profound spiritual implications, urging us to tread with reverence and awareness in the sacred dance between the living and the dead. In this contemplation, let us be inspired to seek a harmonious coexistence with the spiritual realm, honoring the past while embracing the present with a renewed sense of purpose and connection. In the quiet corners of our homes, where photographs of departed loved ones gather dust, there lies an unseen dynamic, a spiritual stagnation that Edgar Cayce's readings warned us about. It is here, in the psychological realm, that the effects of lingering attachments to the deceased manifest, often unnoticed yet profoundly impactful. Research in the field of grief psychology correlates these spiritual stagnations with prolonged and complicated grief responses. The photographs, while seemingly innocuous, can become focal points for unresolved emotions, anchoring the living to the past and impeding the natural progression of grief. The psychological effects of these lingering attachments are multifaceted. They can manifest as emotional turmoil, disturbances in the present, and even physical symptoms. The mind, in its attempt to process loss, can become trapped in a loop of remembrance, unable to move forward. This stagnation is not merely a psychological phenomenon, but also a spiritual one. As Cayce's readings suggest, the photographs serve as portals, not just to memories but to the very emotions and unresolved issues that were present at the time of the subject's passing. Consider the story of a woman who, after losing her husband, kept his photograph prominently displayed in her bedroom. She found herself unable to move on, experiencing vivid dreams of him and a pervasive sense of his presence. Her grief was not just a response to loss, but a spiritual stagnation, a tethering of her emotions to a moment in time. It was only when she moved the photograph to a less prominent place and began the process of actively resolving her unresolved issues that she found peace. This narrative is not unique. Many individuals find themselves in similar cycles of emotional pain, perpetuated by the very memorabilia meant to honor the deceased. The call to action, then, is one of reflection and transformation. It is an invitation to consider the healthier paths toward healing and closure. It is a prompt to evaluate our own grief processes, to understand how we might be holding ourselves back, and to take the necessary steps towards spiritual wellness. In this contemplation, we find the potential for transformation. By understanding and responsibly managing the memories captured in photographs, we can shift our relationships with the past and envision a future where these memories serve as catalysts for growth rather than anchors to grief. This is the promise of the next chapter, where stories of hope and resolution await. In the quiet corners of our homes where the whispers of the past linger, there exists a profound potential for transformation. Edgar Cayce's teachings, while cautioning about the spiritual weight of photographs, also illuminate a path to healing and growth. It is a journey that begins with understanding and responsibly managing the memories captured in these silent sentinels of time. Consider the story of Clara, a woman who, after losing her husband in a sudden accident, found herself haunted by his photograph. The image, a constant reminder of his untimely departure, seemed to anchor his spirit in their home, creating an atmosphere of stagnant grief. Yet, Clara's journey took a turn when she began to understand Cayce's principles. She realized that the photograph was not just a memory but a bridge between worlds. With this understanding, she began to interact with the photograph differently. She spoke to it not as a portal to the past but as a symbol of her husband's journey. She expressed her love, her grief, and ultimately, her acceptance of his transition. Over time, the atmosphere in her home shifted. The heaviness lifted, replaced by a sense of peace and resolution. Similarly, there is the tale of James, who had kept a photograph of his estranged father after his passing. The image was a source of turmoil, a reminder of unresolved issues. Yet, through guided meditation and spiritual counsel, James began to see the photograph as an opportunity for closure. He used it as a focal point for forgiveness, releasing the pent-up emotions that had been causing disturbances in his life. The photograph, once a source of discomfort, became a catalyst for growth and spiritual wellness. These stories reveal a truth that echoes through Cayce's teachings. Photographs are not merely windows to the past but mirrors reflecting our inner spiritual landscape. They challenge us to confront our grief, to engage with our memories in a conscious manner, and to transform our relationships with the departed. As you stand before the photographs in your own home, consider this. They are not just images but invitations. Invitation to heal, to grow, and to honor both the dead and the living. They call upon us to release stagnant energies, to foster peace, and to embrace the journey of the soul. In this understanding we find not just resolution but a profound connection to the eternal dance of life and death. In the quiet corners of our homes, amidst the familiar and the cherished, there lies a profound mystery that Edgar Cayce's insights have illuminated with both clarity and caution. Throughout this exploration, one has journeyed through the delicate interplay between the tangible and the spiritual, understanding how photographs of departed souls can serve as more than mere memories. They are, as Cayce revealed, potential anchors that tether spirits to our realm, creating bridges that transcend the veil between life and death. These images, imbued with the essence of those who have passed, can influence the very energy of our living spaces, often in ways that are unseen yet deeply felt. The teachings of Cayce have shown that photographs are not passive. They are active participants in the spiritual dynamics of our homes. They can be sources of comfort, connecting us to loved ones who have crossed over, but they can also be conduits for unrest, particularly when the departed have unresolved issues or traumatic pasts. The stories shared in this series have illustrated how individuals once unaware of these spiritual currents found peace and resolution by acknowledging and respectfully managing these energetic ties. Their journeys remind us that awareness is the first step toward transformation. As one stands at the threshold of this new understanding, it is essential to reflect on how one honors both the dead and the living. The photographs that adorn walls and shelves are not just decorations, they are portals to the past, carrying the weight of emotions and memories. To engage with them consciously is to recognize their power and to wield it with care. One might ask oneself, how can these images be integrated into life in a way that fosters growth and spiritual wellness? How can one ensure that the memories they hold are cherished without becoming chains that bind? In moving forward, let this wisdom guide one to create a home that is not only a sanctuary for the living, but also a respectful space for the departed. By doing so, one honors the legacy of those who have passed while nurturing one's own spiritual journey. The path to harmony lies in understanding, in seeing the unseen, and in embracing the profound connection between the worlds. Let this be an invitation to walk that path with eyes wide open, heart attuned, and spirit ready to embrace the mysteries that lie beyond the veil.